Alright, hey guys, just wanted to do a quick little update video since I haven't had a chance to get some of the stuff I've wanted to get done. Got my valve reinstalled in the Dreamline. That went pretty easy. I didn't film it because I didn't have the patience. I just wanted to get it back in and do some shooting because I was way behind on testing. So, been doing some testing with the 218 slugs that we got. They're flying pretty good. I might be switching over to the 218s. Still have some tuning to do, but I'll share with you guys a clip at 100 yards. And while I was shooting my groups, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed that there was like this little flicker on what used to be my old target. And lo and behold, there was a squirrel sitting on top of it, and we've got some pecan trees that these things have just been nailing. So we decided to try and take some of them out. But so you'll get a 104 yard shot on a squirrel with a 218 23 grain dish base slug. And then after that, the next squirrel was with a cutback slug. And this one was only at like, I think 45 yards, something like that. But even at 45 yards, these things aren't passing through. They're pretty solid, just whacks. I wish I would have had this camera set up or something with a microphone recording so that you could hear the impacts from these things because they are gnarly. So we get good expansion, even at lower speeds. I was only shooting at, I think, like 890 with 23 grain, so I wasn't smoking, the pellets out there super fast. Since I've got the new valve back, it's a really lightweight valve seat. There's just not a lot of material there, and so as a result of that, I don't know how confident I am in this thing being able to sustain, 160 bar working pressure or higher even. Yeah, the gun, the air rifle did function at 165 bar, but I've only had that thing for 4 months and the valve seat completely shattered. So that's not very confidence inspiring that it won't happen again, especially after seeing it. There's just nothing there. It's not a very strong part. I don't know how else to word it. So I was pretty disappointed to see that because I don't really think that, I think if I continue to shoot at that high power, trying to get 45, 47 foot-pounds out of a 22 with slugs, I just don't think the gun can take it. In 25 caliber, shooting the 45 foot-pound range was no problem. It didn't seem to stress the gun out at all. You were able, shooting JSB Kings at a relatively moderate working pressure, and didn't seem like it was stressing the gun out at all. So, that remains to be seen. So I will be looking in the market for a new slug gun because this just doesn't. I don't know if it's going to be able to handle the abuse of firing that hard. For it to break after 4 months, and I'm not the first person that this has happened to. I've had multiple people comment having the same issue, and read in plenty of forums of people having the similar issue. I will say, FX sent the part out. They didn't send it out necessarily the day that they said they sent it out. I had to re-email them again and remind them, and they put it in the mail that day. Still waiting on my FX barrel vamp parts from Sweden. Apparently those are in high demand and back ordered, so hopefully I'll have those soon. But I got my eye on the new JSAR Raptor. That thing. I like where Travis's head was when he was making that thing. That's like, I don't know, it seems like that's the package right there. So maybe in a few months you might see one of those pop up on my channel. I know my uncle Mike's getting one, or he's trying to decide on which one he wants to get, but it's pretty much a done deal. He's gonna grab one of those. So that'll be interesting too. I'm really looking forward to seeing what that thing's all about. So other than that, the following little short clip, it's nothing spectacular, was just shooting for a group at 105 yards. I think I shot 4 shots. I had 1 flyer, but the other 3 grouped really, really well. And I shot a Coke can full of water, well, Mountain Dew can full of water, so that you guys could get a chance to see like how much energy is retained. I don't know if anybody else, I know other people do this, but I don't know how many of you people will be doing this to test like your energy, just to kind of see what does it do at point blank range, what does it do at 20 yards, what does it do at 50 yards, what does it do at 100 yards. Most pellets don't split a can wide open at 100 yards. They just lose too much energy. So there's a can shot in there, and this squirrel, while I was shooting, started coming up on the log. So you guys will get a chance to see a squirrel and what the energy looks like on a squirrel at 100 yards. I didn't do any forensic analysis on that one, but it hit him hard and it put him down. So that's what counts. And I had, we got 4 more today, but we were having problems finding the record button on the camera. So we're still getting used to filming and shooting. That's, especially in the excitement of, I got one. So what can you do, got to calm the adrenaline a little bit. But so that's some of the footage that you guys will see. The footage will just get better and better the more we do. So please bear with us and be patient. But it's squirrel season right now in Tennessee, so look forward to that. Anyway, that's the update on the Dreamline. As far as, it hasn't leaked. I have a new gauge for the main tank coming because I've been really intrigued about it for a long time. I am upgrading to like what I think is probably the coolest gauge on the market, is the Edgun EDMU gauge. It is a digital gauge. Not only does it tell you your bar, your pressure of your tank, but it also tells you based on what your rake pressure is set at, which is something you can input into the gauge. It'll tell you your shot count, how much bar you're using, how many bar per shot you're using, and what your projected shot count should be. So I'm really intrigued on that. That's going to be on the main tank gauge, and that should hopefully be here by Thursday or Friday, so maybe this weekend. Look for a video. I'll spend a day trying to figure out how to use it properly so I can explain it properly, and we'll see how accurate it is in the long run. And I'm not expecting it to be like, oh my god, this thing predicted my shot count to the exact shot. I'm just more interested in some overall collecting data. Does this setting use more air than this setting? And do so in maybe a more specific way than just like, well, I think it looks like it went 2 bar, 3 bar. So this is just an idea of, air efficiency versus power. Where's the sweet spot, So that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm getting this. That, and I broke the main gauge when I was tearing my gun apart. So just an FYI to anybody that's going to disassemble their Dreamline, like take their air cylinder off, don't twist the gauge by hand. It will break. Use a little wrench on the little nut part. It was inadvertent. I was trying to... I actually had no plan on taking any of the air cylinder off, like any of the front valve fill port area. I hadn't planned on taking any of that off. I was just grabbing it up there to unscrew it, and it broke loose, and I went to go tighten it, and I tightened it by the gauge apparently a little too much on the grip, and something snapped and it stopped reading everything. So gotta get a new gauge now. But so other than that, that's where we're at. So hopefully you guys enjoy the footage. I'll have some more testing and some more thorough results. For right now, I will say the dish base and the cup base are shooting really well. And we've had a lot of people buying the hollow base. The hollow base is really kind of more intended for underpowered stuff. So if you're able to shoot 22 caliber slugs at plus 40 foot-pounds of energy, those hollow base slugs, probably won't necessarily do the best at those type of powers. For that, maybe a cup or a dish base would do a little bit better. We are getting some different wall thicknesses, and that might change the story a little bit on that. But that's what we got those for, was kind of for more of the stuff that's not really capable of shooting some of the bigger slugs. Like if 23 grains is pushing the limit of what's an acceptable velocity for you, then I would look at the cup or the hollowbacks as a good option for that. Just in case you guys are wondering or have any questions, basically the higher power your air rifle is, the flatter your back can be up into boat tails. So if you've got a real high power gun, flatbacks and boat tails might be a decent option. But we've had better luck with the dish backs particularly, but the cutbacks and the 218s are doing pretty good. It's a little bit different design than the 217. But I've been having pretty good results with those. At 50, they're hole in hole. At 100, they're about an inch, maybe a little over an inch. And I have had some flyers, but I'm still in the tuning process. Like I said, I just got my valve put back together the other day, so I haven't had a chance to do a whole lot of target shooting. And then the squirrels invaded some pecan trees. We had to get rid of them, so it's been kind of a whirlwind. But anyway, guys, until next time, enjoy.